I think that Batu Kawan is going to be one of the places that's going to boom in the near future because I think it has the ingredients to do so. If you're an investor and you've missed out some important information about Aspen Vision City, please click the link in the description, I think somewhere here, or I'll link it at the end so that you don't miss out. I'd like to provide some more information based on my second visit there. So here's the thing, the future of shopping is going to be about health and wealth. It's not just going to the shop, buying something and coming back home then thinking the headache. Like right now in Penang, the older developments, you always have the headache where you want to park, you have to double park, there's a lot of congestion going on. But now we're starting to address, okay, there's integrated car park, there's wider footpaths, there's shelter. So health and wealth meaning you go there for the experience to buy something, to bring your family along in the weekend, because now a lot of people live in condos. They much prefer, you know, to go out, see a little bit of greenery, take some nice photos, and just admire nature and relax a little bit. There's also the Central Park there for leisure. That is going to be the future. So there's no point competing in price anymore. When you come up with a value proposition like this, integrated shopping, it's much easier to get around, then you set yourself apart. And if you've been to Singapore, you can see a lot of very exciting things happening there. I think Penang is slowly, you know, leveling up. Now let me segue a little bit. I was actually there to check up on the units at Vervea there. As you may know, I'm a realtor, so we have a couple of blocks to rent out that are facing IKEA. I want to share with you the difference between the intermediate lots we have versus the end units and the corner units that we have. Let's start with the intermediate units. The intermediate units, as you go in, the drawback is that while it's cheaper, you have the lift shaft and the stairwell at the side of the shop. It's on either the left hand side or the right hand side. Whereas in comparison for the end lots and the corner lots, the stairwell is located at the back of the unit. So it frees up all the front and the middle portion so you can renovate it however you like. That's just the main difference. And of course, it's slightly more expensive. Now let's go into who I think might want to rent out Vervea. I think makan places are going to be a hit, especially local cuisines, local restaurants. I say that because Design Village, a lot of good retail outlets, but most of the food is concentrated quite near the food court area, not counting all the cafes. And then for IKEA, they of course have their own in-house restaurant, which is really good. It's Western. So if we're talking about local Chinese food, Malay or Indian or even Mamak, so far don't have yet. So these are good places that might occupy all the ground floors. And then we are also looking at customer service centers. So if you're a big telco, insurance company or bank, that's a good place because of the parking facilities there. It's much more convenient to get around and also go shopping or go makan. Also like budget hotels, boutique fashion outlets, as well as, you know, because IKEA is there, so naturally any business that is in the homemaking area, design, kitchens, cabinets, that might be a hit as well. I also saw a couple of health clinics, and also I think private education centers might be a hit there. So before I go, there's a few things that I want to share which I like to see happen, but it's not there yet. Well, at the time of filming anyway, in May. The first thing has to do with charging for parking. So there's security that you need as you go in. And then I'm just a little bit afraid, and I hope the parking companies or people working there are watching this. Please charge at very reasonable rates, because you will turn the crowd away if you start to charge city rates. Second thing is, Penang is a known globally for all our street food, all our makan. But with all these warungs, I do hope that the management enforce like banning all these street vendors from selling on the fringe of the development again, because I think it will spoil the vibe if it's happening rampantly, like outside, even near the garden and all that. I do hope, however, that maybe there's some way that we can learn from our Penang Island. Occupy B Street, I think there's the Hin Bus Depot where there's a lot of street activation activities going on, and maybe they could come in with food trucks as well in the weekend or during holiday season to draw the crowd in, where everything is controlled. Then I think that could work. Whereas independent vendors come in, then later I just feel like if it's unregulated and not enforced, it will become a little bit of a pasar malam situation, which is going to kill the vibe completely. So last but not least, another thing I noticed is that transportation wise is a little bit iffy right now. There's 3 that I looked up. So one, there's this tourist bus service that goes within Penang Island only, and then there's one more that runs between Design Village and IKEA, and then there's one more that runs from Penang Island direct to Design Village. Then I asked myself, like, why aren't all these transportation services integrated? Because I think that's where the real value is, and that will really bring the crowd. I would like to see, like, imagine if everything is integrated. It's easy for tourists and local tourists. So imagine if, like, I'm a Penang, I have friends coming from the East Coast or from Johor, they can follow me, we can hop on the bus, and we not only get our shopping done, but we can also go sightseeing, and everything is with one pass. I do feel like that's a little bit lacking. And all these buses, they are like, I can't check on the website to know exactly where the bus is and how long it takes to get here, so I can prepare myself. I can't download an app now that tells me where this information is, or even I wouldn't mind paying for this service because it saves me the hassle from driving, and I do see a big future for this. So for any tourist or bus operating companies, I hope you take note. Maybe you can change your routes a little bit to accommodate this. So until then, thanks for liking and subscribing to this channel. I will see you again in the next episode. Take care guys, and goodbye.